Bad buzz is still a buzz. So that's kind of like, do you agree with this? Bad buzz, is it still a buzz?
Not in this case.
So speaking of the strategies, recently there's something on hype. It's Arc'teryx, a brand that is so well known for all hiking lovers and outdoor lovers. I think once it was considered the Hermes of hiking apparels.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Arc'teryx on their social media, they're always showcasing the extreme sports and how people are close to nature. But recently they did something really wrong, which is having the fireworks with a Chinese artist called Cai Guoqiang, the firework artist for a lot of brands like Disney, and even he did something with the Beijing Olympics. So these fireworks they cooperated together was set on Himalaya, Tibet,
Yeah.
which is considered very dangerous, even though they said something about they are using biodegradable firework materials.
Yeah.
I mean, plastic can be biodegradable after 10,000 years. It's not a very smart strategy because it's not fitting the narrative they try to express.
Actually, it's even the opposite of the narrative they're trying to express.
Yes, so for extreme sports lovers, when they have the chance to go under the sea for scuba diving or going to a mountain for hiking, they're always trying to bring as much trash as possible to show their love to the nature. But Arc'teryx felt so bad. This campaign was also considered a cheap copy of another marketing campaign, another outdoor brand called Mammoth. So what they are doing, they organized a group of hikers holding environmental friendly lights while hiking. So it looks like a fire dragon. And this was actually a very nice campaign because it doesn't affect the nature too much, but still showing their love to the outdoor.
Absolutely. No, I think I saw it's all over social media. Actually, doing something, people are more and more sensitive about nature. So, and then seeing this coming from a brand that all the narrative is about saving the world and the nature, etc., it doesn't make any sense. So they wanted to create a buzz, but it was like kind of creating a buzz with the wrong manner. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. When I saw that, I was like, too bad.
Now even the legal, like any bureaus are looking into this situation, like
Ouch.
who approved this action
It's not me.
in-
I mean, I didn't approve
in
anything.
the mountain, who's involved, etc.
Okay.
So it's disaster. And I heard, I saw a news that some people already got fired or something. So
Lucky we are not the agency for for them, Yeah. But I think it like the decision. Here's the thing, like it's not the only time that brands take so like bad decision when it comes to marketing campaigns. Some brand like that they did some marketing campaign, they could be racist marketing campaign or they could be vulgar or so I'm wondering like what they have in mind, when they said they're more into creating the buzz. Doesn't matter how, they just wanted to create a buzz. But also there is now what you hear about in social media that like bad buzz is still a buzz. So that's kind of like, do you agree with this? Bad buzz, is it still a buzz?
not in this case.
Yeah, not in this case, especially not in China.
I agree for the other campaign American Eagle did with Sydney Sweeney because it was a brand was not having a good performance in the economics. Because of the controversial ads they are made, the stock for some reason rised a lot.
Oh, okay. So yeah, after all, there is I'm sure there is some benefit they can get, even though it's a bad. I never knew about this brand. For example, like the brand we did in Tibet, the I never know about it, but now I know about the brand at least. But I don't know about them in a good way. I don't know, like their clothes in any mall, and I will be okay. I'm eager to buy. So it's kind of like I would know them, and I would be like, oh, this is the brand you know, who make a mess. Now I want to talk about budget allocation. Okay. So let's discuss about the budget allocation, because even though we have brand that calling us, like we have a brand calling from different countries, okay, we want to enter the Chinese market. The number one question they always ask for, they have no idea what budget they need for Chinese social media, because all of them, they are very familiar with Google ad, Facebook ad, Instagram ad, all the social media, like foreign social media. But when it comes to China social media, they have no idea. It's a kind of like they have no clue how it works. So can we give an example of budget allocation? And the best person, I guess, will be you to, since you are managing, budget for many brands right now. So please tell us how to allocate budget.
I think for this part, I cannot give a number, but I can give a percentage how your budget can go.
Can I give you context first? So let's say an Italian brand, and they have a very nice wine brand, and they want to introduce that wine brand. They want to start, doing a distribution in China. And before distribution, before to sell, they want to also introduce in social media. So obviously there is a budget. And tell us about how will you allocate this budget? What advice you can give them? How much budget they should have, and how will you allocate this budget? In which platforms is also?
Most time when you want to allocate your marketing budget, the first thing is like to define your goal, right? So that's a fundamental thing. And for a new brand, of course, the first objective is always awareness. Then in the end, it all goes to any conversion. So if you have budget, I suggest to put into 3 different objectives and percentage. For example, you're a new brand entering in the market. The first thing is for people to know about your brand. So your awareness comes first. That means 50 to 60% of your budget should go to your awareness. In this phase, you are developing different content, you are hiring different influencers, you are doing different activities. So in this part, you are spending half of your budget to expanding your brand awareness. People need to know about your brand first before they consider it. So in that case, next phase will be the consideration. You can consider to put 20 to 30% of your budget into consideration. What consideration means, like people already know your brand, and now this phase, they're deciding if they can go with your brand or not. So in this 20% or 30% of budget, mostly it goes to ads. So you need to put forward more, highlighting more about the benefits of your products, the quality of your products, and the storytelling of your products, and through ads distribution.
So you mean the first phase without ads? And the second phase should be with ads?
The first phase, the distribution channel, is mostly with influencer.
With influencer, okay.
Yes. So in this phase, you're building many different kinds of content. You're building your video content for yourself, you're building carousel content for yourself, you're building content with influencer, etc. So this all just building content. Yeah. And next phase, when people are already getting to know about your brand, about your content, they need to think about if they're gonna purchase or not.
So the ads will be more into sales-oriented content, or
Yes.
or maybe client experience content, or both.
In this consideration phase, best to mix with both, because then you come to the next phase, which you come to the decision making conversion. So in this part, I also suggest 20 to 30% of your budget. So also with ads, but in this part, the ads mostly targeting sales. If you have any sales content related to discounts or gifts, you better use all in this period, because now it's for people to decide if they can buy it or not.
Okay, it's very clear. So to make it even more clear, so first phase is with influencers. So UGC content,
Exactly.
send the product,
Awareness.
let them experience, and let's put as much as possible content
Exactly.
on the different social media. Second phase with ads.
Yeah.
Now they know you. Now you put more ads in order to know more about you, and probably reach a higher volume of people. The third phase will be still with ads, but now we are relying on sales, promotions, gift.
Exactly.
Okay.
I already know your brand. I already know the benefits of your products. Now I need to decide if I'm going to buy it or not.
That's right. It's very, very clear. Very, very clear. And this is you suggest to any brand entering for the first time in China, or how about brand they already existing in China and kind of like things are not going well and they want to start, they want to use social media, etc. So you will give them the same advice, or you change the advice since they are already here?
I think this percentage is mostly for new brands. Doesn't matter you're famous globally, but you're not famous here. That means you're still
You're starting from scratch here in China, yeah.
Exactly. So I still suggest the same or similar. You don't need to be exactly percentage like this, but very similar in around this range. But if you're already famous, also in China. So for example, Apple is famous since 2010 with iPhone 4 coming out, and Apple recently just arrived to Red Note. And of course, as Apple in the industry, you don't need like 50 or 60% of brand awareness already. You just launching the new iPhone type. So for Apple, it's a completely different percentage. So that means in this case, you need change of your percentage.
What will we do if it's like if we do the marketing for Apple right now on social media? What will you do? I know we are not doing, we are not there yet. But if Apple come to us right now and they say like, run our social media, what will we do? That's what I thought. You need to think about it very hard. I have an idea, so I can think about something. Like, for example, if Apple, let's say Apple right now, as you mentioned, everybody know about Apple, okay? Let's say before I bought my phone, the only thing I wanted to know when I went to Apple store, for example, is not to know about the quality of the phone. I know the quality is good. I am not even talking about like if it's the phone is, I will not ask the basic questions. What I want to know is what is the differentiation between Apple 15, Apple 16? Explain to me more because I have already Apple 15 in my hand and I want to buy the Apple 16. So explain to me, or I have the Apple 13. I want to buy the Apple 16. So tell me more about that. Tell me more about my experience, how it's going to change. So if about social media, I will rely my communication on those kind of details. The details that not everybody knows. So details that even you go now, for example, in YouTube, in different social media, when you write down Apple's, for example, when you learn about the phone, iPhone, etc. So they will talk to you about the benefits, the new features that the phone have. So I think I will rely on that big time, and then I will rely as well on celebrities. I will give phone to celebrities, in China, for example, to use because I can. I don't need a QC. I have the budget to get celebrities to use my phone and to talk about it. So yeah, I will see it this way.
Why celebrities?
Why celebrities? Because we have the budget to do that. Because I'm Apple.
Yeah, of course, it's a option when you have budget. You can have many options. You can have celebrities, of course, big celebrities, but you can also choose I remember last year one billboard in Shanghai, and it's like kids, like a very authentic kids without makeup or just look like kids, and they're playing in the field, and an iPhone took them picture. That's why it looks very authentic and very happy. And I think this is the way they deliver their message is natural, authentic.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yes.
They are really good when it comes to visual.
Because your phone is recording your life daily. Like you from morning you wake up till the night you go to sleep, you always use your phone. It lives in every moment of your life. But
That's right.
celebrities, you don't see them you don't see them
Agree.
all the time.
I agree.
So I feel like if they're using celebrities, it's a little bit too commercial compared to their image.
Yeah, you convince me. Yeah, I think it's true that probably need to be more natural than just celebrities. So I think it's like we've been discussing about campaigns, budget allocation, but I think in overall what brand need to understand that there are pillars, of marketing around the world and in China. So the pillars are influencers, ads, key platforms, which is when it comes to influencer and ads around the world, people are relying on them. But when it comes to China, you need to, what is the difference for foreign brand when they come to China? It's what kind of platform you can choose, the equivalent of the platform that is giving you success overseas. If the platform that giving you success overseas is Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, it may not be exactly the same in China. In China, probably will be WeChat, because WeChat, it's something completely like there is no equivalent of WeChat around the world. It's a mix between Facebook, Pinterest, WhatsApp. So it's kind of like a very interesting mix that WeChat have that other brand doesn't have. Okay, so I think is the number one, you need to know where you can do your campaign. What are the platforms that are suitable for your brand? Of course, there are key platforms. We all know RedNote, it's one of the best today. Douyin, obviously, many people they don't know actually overseas that Douyin is the company behind TikTok. So if there is anything, any feature, for example, that TikTok have, they already tried in Douyin. So Douyin is very, very strong. And then the third, obviously WeChat. Okay, so new brands, when they come to China, they need to look at those platforms. Ads, for example, ads doesn't work the same like overseas. Ads here, you need to understand, how to allocate how much the budget that you need on different platforms. For example, we tried ads on WeChat, it doesn't work. However, we try ads on RedNote, for example, or Douyin, works very well. And the way how you use your, for example, the way how you use your budget in RedNote is completely different than the way how I use it in Douyin, for example. Because in Douyin, I will put the budget more on sales, like purely sales. But on RedNote, I will put my budget mostly on social content. So all these things that makes the brand really need support. So brands need a lot of support when they come to China, but as long as they understand how it works, so probably after that they can take over. Their internal team take over. But when they started, I think they need to have a very clear guidance and to understand how all this works, because it's not the same like everywhere else. So yeah, so going back to what we say earlier, strategy is everything. Strategy and everything, and budget allocation is part of it, and it's a big part of it. But you don't have to start, when you come to China, you don't have to start with massive budget. You can start with nothing actually. You can just start by just open your account and publish. And the opening is almost free, and the publishing is free. So that is something already amazing. And you are introducing yourself into a country of 1 billion plus consumers. So, and you can do it with peanuts money. So you can do that at any time from any country. So I think this is where the brand need to understand. And then if you are a mature brand, you need to probably get the help of professionals. They can tell you how you can introduce your product or service in the best way possible, what platforms you can use, what if you have a budget, how you can use it in the best way possible. So there is a space now, to make a lot of money through social media, but you need to know how to do it. Thank you very much, everybody.